No man is an island, though. Not even Bob. A great thanks is owed to everyone who helped me along the way. From the guy at the coffee store who makes my low-fat, skinny mocha latte.
Thank you. I don't work here. I'm the director. I'm directing this scene.
Hi everyone, I'm Bob Worley. I play the character Bob in Benza English on Amazon Prime Video right now. And today I'm doing 5 questions answered in 5 minutes. And I'm super nervous because if I don't answer the 5 questions in 5 minutes, something will happen to me. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Oh, thank you. I will get hit with a pie. And I'm pretty sure that I will. So let's see what happens. Always was talking to Chris, and I wanted to be a part of the Tokyo Cowboys. I wanted to be part of the group. I'm like, come on, get me in. And he kept saying, okay, yeah, I want you in, and I need to find the perfect part for you. And it got to the point where he was saying it so much, and I was like, all right, Chris has become a little too Hollywood. Before we started shooting, obviously, Benza English, and he said, Bob, okay, I have the part for you. And he sent me the script. I love the fact that it was Bob, because that's easy for me to remember, but I love that there was a voiceover involved with it. And then I had a lot of fun kind of creating the character. So I thought, okay, if he has a voiceover, the voiceover should be cool, and the real Bob should not be as cool. So I tried to make a cool voice with it. In episode 1, my laptop color is the same color as this watch. And I didn't have this watch before I started the show, and my friend was selling the watch, and I was like, that color matches Bob's, the character's laptop, so I had to have it. I bought that, I went briefcase shopping, I did all these things. It was just so much fun to like wrap myself around this normal character who thinks he's above average. I don't think I know anyone to that level of absurdity where he actually listens to himself narrating everything. I don't think I know that, but I know a lot of people that obviously think that they're better than they really are, or like to project that they're better than they really are. And like, I think that's just kind of like society now. You have Instagram, and you watch somebody's, or you look at somebody's Instagram page, and you're like, their life is great. And I swear, if you hang out with them for like a day, you'd be like, I don't think this person's life is all that great, actually. You know, I know for me, people come up in an industry and they're like, oh, hey Bob, how you been? Like, we're all Facebook friends. And like, oh, I see you doing like a lot of work. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing a lot of work. I just post really well on Facebook. And I think that's who Bob is. Like, he just posts really well in his mind. That's like the Facebook, that's like the SNS. But the real life is completely different. So I don't know anyone exactly like it, but close. Tamura, obviously, is a big favorite of mine. It's hilarious every single time. I've watched like the Benza series a few times now. I've watched episode 1 of Benza English, and I've watched some of the other episodes. It doesn't matter how many times I see him, he's funny. But he's kind of tied right now with David. David? Hitting it hard with David. Is that David? David, yeah. Hitting it hard with David is like the funniest. Can I swear? Oh, it's a tie. It's a tie between those two, Tamura and David. I only had the script of Bob part when I started it, so I didn't know how the whole show was going to work. And when I watched like the first episode, or I probably think I watched episode 5 before I watched episode 1, and it kind of clicked like, okay, it's so creative, it's so imaginative, it's so off the wall that I don't think if you get like the inside jokes of Japanese entertainment or Japanese language learning programs, if you don't get that inside joke, it doesn't matter because there's so many facets to it. It's kind of like the way that I'm talking right now, which is really scatterbrained, is the way Benza English is, and kind of the way Benza is as well, is that it's just kind of like there's so much thrown at you. It's like you throw like spaghetti on the wall. Like I'm going to all these different ways of describing it, which is exactly what the Benza is. It's awesome. I spent way too much time on that, damn it. When you're going to start a production or whatever, and you have like the first day, and they call it like the crank in. And I remember like the first time I heard that, because that's English words, but they're using it as a Japanese meaning. So like crank in, I'm like, like crank, like we're a machine, or what do you mean crank in? Nobody cranks in. When I brought that up, everybody's like, well, that's English. And I'm like, well, it's English, but it's not, we would never say crank in. Somebody will say honban, and like every other staff member is like, honban, 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 honban. It just keeps going. And I remember like this American director, like it started, and I think he thought it was cute at first. And then, I don't know, maybe half a day, and he's just like, would you shut up? Just one person say it. We have walkie-talkies. One person say it, and let's get on with the scene. Like, because it would just take forever. Finding those little differences is kind of what it's fun. It's kind of why it's fun. It's kind of what's interesting about working professionally in Japan. And to show you how professional I am, I'm going to see that I've definitely gone over 5 minutes. Have I? I've definitely gone over 5 minutes. So this is how we're going to get professional in just a second. Here we go. Huh. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. And it's pretty tasty. So yeah, I'm Bob Worley, and I play the character Bob on the Benza English, which is it's streaming now on Amazon Prime Video. So check it out. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't, just talk about pies. Thanks, buddy.